Do you ever watch YouTube and wonder how much your favourite content creators are earning? We all know that the big timers can be earning millions of pounds. But how about the small channels like ours? Maybe you're someone who is starting their own YouTube channel. Maybe you're just curious how we managed to keep traveling full time. Today, I'm going to be diving into our YouTube analytics and sharing with you how much we've been earning over the last year of being monetized on YouTube. I'm going to break this video down into 3 sections: growth, making money, and if you stick around to the end, I'm going to share some tips and tricks. The first section I have is growth. I've broken this down into 2 sections: pre-monetization and post-monetization. So we made our channel on the 16th of August 2020. We got monetized on the 9th of November last year. As you can see, not much action in our first year of YouTube. We actually only made 10 videos this year, then lockdown happened.
I was at a hospital the other night where there were actually a few coronavirus patients and I shook hands with everybody.
And we didn't make another video again for 6 or 7 months. So there was a big period where we didn't, and then we started making videos again around the 16th of October, and you can see things started to pick up. On October the 9th, we only had 245 subscribers. We committed to doing weekly videos and we started to gain some subscribers. In the first over a year, we had 22,000 views in total. So on the 9th of November, we reached that magic number, which is 1,000 subscribers, and that is what you need to get monetized. We carried on having subscribers trickle in while we were traveling around Scotland. Then we went to Ireland and everything changed a bit for us. We were getting way more views than we ever imagined. It sort of happened overnight and we had a huge increase in subscribers. We were even like getting recognized in the street. Never would have expected it. In that period, we went from 1,000 subscribers in November to having 12,000 subscribers in January. So we had literally 10 times in a couple of months. We returned back to Cornwall and our subscribers and our views dropped a bit. And this is something I've sort of realized with YouTube. I thought that YouTube growth would be exponential and you just keep getting more and more and more subscribers. In my experience, it's much messier than that. And we go through periods of quite a lot of growth and then periods of not much growth, and you get these waves and fluctuations. In the last year, we've gone from 1,000 subscribers to 34,000, and now we are closing in on 5 million views. It's just incredible. Thank you so much to everyone who subscribed. That brings us on to our next section, which is how do we actually make money by making these YouTube videos. This is done in 3 main ways. The first is through sponsorships, the second is Google Ads, and the third is through donations. So first of all, sponsorships. This is when we integrate a small advert into one of our YouTube videos. We will normally work with an agent who will contact us and we'll negotiate with them, we'll set our price. If we perform well, they might offer us repeat sponsorships. I know sometimes people get frustrated with integrated adverts, particularly if you pay for YouTube Premium, but without these, we would not be able to make these videos. So a huge thank you to our sponsors for making this YouTube channel possible. We've been lucky enough to work with some amazing companies this year. I just want to say a particular thank you to Surfshark because they have been a very long-term supporter of the channel. We've been working with them for over 6 months and they provide us with a certainty of our income, which allows us to do things that we definitely wouldn't otherwise be able to.
I want to say a huge shout out to Surfshark for sponsoring today's video. Surfshark VPN stands for Virtual Private Network, and this allows us to change the real location of our device to a new one, and this means that we can bypass content restrictions and access content in other countries. Now I'm thinking this benefit is going to be especially useful for the upcoming TV season. We're going to have some long, cold evenings in by the fire watching TV, and you might have exhausted the Netflix library. With Surfshark, you can unlock content from all around the world. So if you're living in the UK, you can access the US library and see a whole set of series and films that you don't get back at home. All you do is really simple. You just go onto your Surfshark app and you change your IP address. Not only does Surfshark allow us to access a whole new host of content online, it's also a digital privacy tool. So this means it encrypts all of the information sent from our device to the internet, keeping your information safe, especially if you're using public Wi-Fi's like us when you're traveling. The best thing about Surfshark is you just need one account and then you can use that on unlimited devices. So it really does make Surfshark the best VPN out there. It does make it quite affordable, and Surfshark are giving our viewers a special festive holiday season deal. They're offering you guys 85% off and an extra 3 months for free. If you want to check out this deal, use the link in our description and the code TRANSIT. Surfshark really do make these videos possible, and without them, we wouldn't have been able to to come places like Nepal. So really appreciate it, and we're super happy to be backing a brand that we really do believe in and we think you guys could really benefit from too.
So I don't actually know how much we have made through sponsorships, but my guess is that it would be similar to what we've earned through AdSense. So now we get onto AdSense. This is what people typically think of when you say making money on YouTube, because this is money that is paid directly to you from YouTube. When you see an advert on our video, we will receive a small proportion of the revenue that Google makes from the advertisers. When you upload a YouTube video, you get to choose whether you want an advert at the start, at the end, and if you want adverts in the middle. Until recently, we decided that we weren't going to include any adverts in the middle. This was partly to try and increase the quality of the viewing experience, but also I think there was some guilt associated with receiving money for making these videos. We have recently started including adverts within the middle of our videos because without them, we would not be able to continue doing what we're doing. Having said that, here is how much we earned. So when we were in Scotland and we first started off, we were probably earning about £10 a day, and then when we went to Ireland, this increased. This continued until we got to Norway and we made daily videos. We earned quite a lot while we were doing our daily videos through Norway, but the amount of work I was putting in was incredible. I'd wake up at 6 o'clock every morning, I'd edit, then we'd film, and then in the evening I'd have to take all the footage off of the cameras. They were probably 12-hour days, if not longer, every single day for 42 days. We did earn quite a lot in that period, but it was an incredible amount of work and I don't think it was sustainable. After that, things sort of return to their normal. When we upload, we get a spike and then it slowly drops off, as you would expect to see. Some people might think that we are earning like a passive income on our older videos, but even now, if we haven't uploaded for a period of like 2 weeks, we are only earning about £4 a day again. If I now change the graph to monthly earnings rather than daily, we can see how much we earn each month. In our first month of being monetized, we earned £180. And then as we moved into Ireland, got some more views. In December, we earned £440. In January, 740. And then as we started doing our daily vlogs, it started to pick up again. So 850, 2,900. So that's the most we ever earned in a month, almost £3,000. And then it dropped back down. Recently, since we've been adding mid-rolls back in, we have increased that slightly to £1,690. So in Norway, we obviously earned quite a lot in that month, but if I include weekly uploads into that graph, you can see how the number of videos we were producing also shot up in that time. So we were producing 1 video a week until Norway, where we were producing 7 videos a week, and that accounts for the increase there. From Google Ads, we've earned £11,311.37. This is obviously not that much when you consider it's between 2 people, and we've been traveling quite a lot. That is one of the amazing things about van life, is that it is such a cheap way to travel, and we managed to keep our costs really low. While we were in Ireland, we had a number of people ask if they could support us, send us some money. We did set up 2 ways that people could donate, through PayPal or through Buy Me a Coffee. We don't really talk about it much. We don't publicly say thank you to the people who have donated, because we don't want people to feel like they have to donate to us or that they should donate to us. But seeing as I'm mentioning it anyway, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's donated. People have been so incredibly generous. Honestly, it's above and beyond. We are blown away by how supportive people have been. A huge thank you. So between those 3 revenue sources, we've managed to fund our travels this year, keeping costs as low as we can, just being mindful of what we spend money on. We've had some people wondering about what we are going to do in terms of a pension. We live in quite an unpredictable and volatile time. Pensions and even the economy are not in such a stable state as our parents or even grandparents' generation. I don't see paying into a pension as safest option anyway. Rather than putting our money and investing into a pension, we are putting our time and effort into investing into our own YouTube channel. And hopefully with your support, by you liking and subscribing to our videos, we can hopefully have a bit more financial security in future. But for now, we are covering our costs, and that was one of our goals setting up the channel. So despite not earning a lot of money, I'm just so chuffed with where we are. Would never have believed that through making these videos, we would be able to financially support ourselves. So thank you so much, everyone. That kind of wraps up our money section, some tips and tricks, and Isabel is going to come and do some of these with me.
Hey guys, our first top tip is don't get caught up in all of the analytics. It is set up to make you feel like you need to keep doing better and better. And basically your last video gets ranked based on the performance of your previous 10 videos. And it can be really demotivating and really disheartening when you've just uploaded a video that you worked really hard on and it ranks 10 out of 10, which is like the worst video in your last 10 videos.
Just remember that that is not a reflection of how good your video is, it's just a reflection of how many people have watched it.
So that brings us on to the next tip: have another stream of income, or to have some savings before you're going into YouTube full time. When we started our channel, I was also working in a call center full time from the van. He was working on the channel, I was still earning money, and actually that was a huge relief because we didn't know whether the channel was going to be earning money or not. Another top tip that we've done is listen to Eamon and Beck's Reroute podcast. It's super inspiring. It really gets us going and motivated. King and It also have a really good podcast, and a few of their episodes are about like starting out a YouTube channel, so definitely recommend giving them a watch.
Set some boundaries. Borders between what is our time and what is time we share are blurred. We have had to set quite strong boundaries just so that we know when we're picking up the camera and when we're not.
Thumbnails and titles are super important. It's pretty obvious, everyone knows it, but we are still figuring it out completely, and we definitely want to work on our titles and thumbnails, but it's the most important thing. It's what makes someone click on your video. It's obvious, but it's kind of hard.
And then finally, I'd say while you're watching YouTube, just watch with a critical eye. Watch your favorite creators and think, what is it I like about these videos? How can I create something similar? So hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you got some helpful tips. We'll see you next week when we get back to our more standard travel vlogs.
Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and give us a like.